What's good, everybody? This is Robo from All Bark, back with another video. Today on the channel, I'm going to be doing another Summer League recap video, going over all 5 of the games played on Day 2. I'm probably going to continue doing this for every day of the Summer League, so stay tuned for daily videos coming over the next 10 days or so. Starting off with the first game of the day, the Golden State Warriors took down the Charlotte Hornets 98-83. The Warriors played a really strong team-oriented game. Lester Quinone stayed hot with 21 points, 3 assists, on 50% from the floor, and 5 threes made. Rookie Brandon Podziemski was a bit more aggressive, and he put up 17 points on 14 attempts. He also played aggressive on defense, finishing with 5 steals and a block in this one. Guy Santos dropped in another outstanding performance with 18 points, missing just 2 shots in 27 minutes on the floor. Lastly, Kendrick Davis out of Memphis put together a pretty nice game with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists on 6 of 11 shooting. Rookie Trace Jackson Davis did not play again in this one, but prior to the game, the Warriors did sign him to a 4-year contract, so as soon as he's ready to go, I expect him out there for the Warriors on a full go. On the other side, the Hornets look like a complete disaster yet again. This team is severely lacking playmaking out of the guard spot, and you can really tell when you're looking at Brandon Miller's stat lines. He just took 4 shots in total in this game. Part of that's due to him taking on more of a playmaking role, as he finished with 7 assists in this one, but I think a lot of Hornets fans are really looking forward to him being more aggressive with scoring the basketball. Outside of Miller, as a team, the Hornets finished with just 9 assists in an entire Summer League game. Just an embarrassing performance from a team perspective. Bryce McGowens didn't have his best game shooting, as he shot just 3 of 11. The same goes for James Bouknight, who did turn his ankle slightly early on in the game, but he played through it and finished 3 for 11 as well from the field. It was a night and day game for Kai Jones, though, compared to last one. He was an absolute force defensively, and he finished with 12 points and 4 steals, as well as 2 blocks in this one. Off the bench, Amari Bailey was the player of the game for the Hornets. He scored 17 points on 6 of 9 shooting. Fellow second-round rookie James Nagy had a decent debut with 5 points and 4 rebounds in just 16 minutes of action. And lastly, Nick Smith Jr. was pretty solid as well, putting together a 14-point, 4-assist performance in 29 minutes played.
Oh, got Bouknight on a string. Bouknight staying with him, however.
For 14.
That ends a 12-0 Golden State run. Oh, Sneed, nice pass, corner kick. Smith Jr.
3-team trade today with Boston, San Antonio. What I've liked of late is how San Antonio surrounded them with the greats. There you go. Let's see my number 2 pick right now.
Bouknight.
There he is.
Yeah, look at
that guy.
Kai Jones. Yes. Takes the NBA app. Kyle Draper, Matt Barnes here with you. First game of the California.
Moving on to Game 2, the Memphis Grizzlies took down the Thunder 94-86. The Grizzlies Summer League squad looked really strong in this contest with well-rounded performances from almost the entire squad, as they played a Thunder team sitting Jalen Williams as expected. Jake LaRavia had a huge bounce-back game, as I mentioned in the last video, that I was hoping to see. He put up 25 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals on 50% from the floor, including 4 made threes. Performances like this are definitely going to give the Grizzlies something to consider off of that bench in the early regular season. Vince Williams had another great game in this one with 18 points, 9 boards, 2 steals, and a block, shooting 50% as well in this one. It was a solid game from Kenny Lofton despite some poor shooting numbers, but going up against Chet Holmgren, he finished with a well-rounded game. He had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. It was a rough shooting night for David Roddy, as he was raining threes in the first contest, but he shot just 2 for 12 in this one. He did have 5 dimes and 4 boards in the game, though. Rookie Gigi Jackson had another good outing in limited action, just 10 minutes played in this one, but he put up 8 points and 5 boards and was 3 for 4 from the floor, including 2 made threes. His catch and shoot ability looks pretty deadly right now. I'm really hoping to give him more minutes in the future games. Moving on to the Thunder, who took the loss in this one. They couldn't really get Chet going offensively in this game. He finished with just 10 points on 3 of 8 shooting and had 6 turnovers, but he was completely dominant on the defensive side of the ball. He had 2 steals and 3 blocks and 11 boards, and Chet continues to look like a future Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Trey Mann was again the star of the show for the Thunder, putting up 28 points on 10 of 14 shooting. Another incredible game from him, and honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they sit him down as soon as Cason Wallace is able to play, as he's clearly earned a spot in the regular season rotation at this point in my eyes. Former Baylor Bear national champ Jared Butler put up 16 points and 6 assists, and he looked pretty solid altogether. Ousmane Dieng had a bit better of a game compared to last one, finishing with 13 points and 2 blocks. However, the outside stroke still hasn't been found from him yet, but I do expect him to get going from deep fairly soon. Lastly, the other Jalen Williams from Arkansas didn't have the best efficiency tonight, but he did finish with 12 points and 3 blocks in a pretty decent outing.
Some great words. And Kenny Lofton Jr. on the other end. These guys are starting to play together.
That ball through the hands of Gigi Jackson. Holmgren, he lost the handle down low. Picked up, pushed ahead by Lofton. Showtime.
We should have just kind of floated it up there, but not enough time.
Beautiful. Jang rolls into the paint, has it wide open, lets the traffic fly by, not once, but twice. Look at the legs, one-on-one with Ferrari. That's a great 7 on the shot clock. He'll drive. Shut down by Butler. Beautiful pass. Where did that come from?
When it's trending towards at 6'7" to 6'9", and he's got a sweet stroke from deep.
Lost in the trailer. Good look. 3. Bill, I always say the power of the 3. You hit back-to-back triples. In fact, make it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he'll mix it up.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Man breaks free. Takes up. He hits the 23-point mark on that bucket. Team led by Durant and company.
Yeah, Jalen
Before they
Williams.
made the move into OKC, Lofton on the drive.
Double up on it, get a tap.
Cutting, Jang. Nice move.
In the next matchup, the San Antonio Spurs beat the Los Angeles Lakers 109-99. It was another great game from the Spurs Summer League squad that added Malachi Branham in the mix, and he absolutely shined. 32 points on 12 of 24 from the floor, and he looked absolutely unguardable. I really like Branham's offensive game off the bench for the Spurs team come regular season. Blake Wesley had a pretty good game as well, with 18 points, 7 boards, and 5 assists, and he shot 7 of 9 from the field in this one. The Spurs got another incredible performance from Julian Champagnie, who put up 28 points on 17 shot attempts as well. Just 1 point from City Sissoko tonight as he went 0 for 4, but he's a bit of a project offensively, and I don't think they're asking him to do much. He's more of a glue guy on the floor right now, as his real asset is defense. Much less impressive night scoring-wise for Dominic Barlow, but he still had 6 assists and was very active defensively with 3 blocks and a steal and just 22 minutes of action. Charles Bediako was super active off the bench in just 9 minutes as he finished with 7 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, and a block. I like Bediako coming in this draft, so that's very encouraging to see from him, although I think it's very likely he's stashed in the G League for the majority of the year for San Antonio. Moving on to the Lakers, it was a much stronger game from Jalen Hood-Schifino as he put up 20 points and 4 assists on almost 50% shooting, and he looked much more confident getting to the basket. The outside jumper still wasn't falling for him, but he got creative to find ways to score the ball, which is what he's best at. Max Christie had another huge game with 25 points, 4 boards, and 4 dimes on just 13 shots in this one. He's looking like a potential Year 2 breakout candidate for the Lakers so far, depending on how the depth chart shakes out in the regular season. Undrafted rookie Colin Castleton had another big game with 18 points, 8 boards, and 6 assists at the center position, and he also made a huge impact on the other end with 4 blocks. He's just such a solid player, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't earn a two-way with the Lakers at this point. Cole Swider had a nice game with 18 points and 7 boards, shooting 60%. Max Lewis didn't have much of an impact offensively at all, but he did come up with 2 blocks. I'm hoping to see him get more involved offensively over the next few Summer League games, as I really know he's got it in him. Lastly, I was really encouraged to see another solid performance from Demoy Hodge with 8 points and 18 minutes off the bench. I really do like his game, and I think there's a chance he earns that two-way contract with the Lakers this season.
Christie already hit a 3.
Failing it. But you remember the Lakers had Zubats, and they traded him.
Second chance opportunity for the Spurs. Spurs out of a timeout. Champagnie. Yeah.
Good move, Christie.
Christie, yes. Christie checks it. Deep jumper, got it. Stevenson. No, but how about Bediako going after it? Point, they trailed by 13. Here's Hood-Schifino. Push out. Oh, rattles back to Swider. Shot clock down to 5. Hood-Schifino. A lot of contact. Last technical was on McCoy for San Antonio as Branham. Wesley Mitty got it. Look at that, yeah. I like that.
Always they'll make in the Western Conference, but this is going to be a good, young San Antonio team.
In the fourth game of the day, the 76ers beat the Utah Jazz 104-94. The 76ers took down a Utah Jazz squad, missing 2 of their first-round picks to minor injuries again, and Taylor Hendricks and Bryce Sensabaugh. It was a great team effort led by second-year guard Jaden Springer on both ends of the floor, as he put up 18 points and 3 assists, and on the other end he had 6 steals and yet another impressive defensive outing. He was extremely effective getting to the free throw line in this one, and he made the most of a night where his shot really wasn't falling that much. Undrafted rookie Terquavion Smith had an inefficient shooting night, but he did finish with 14 points and 5 assists, as well as a steal and a block in 24 minutes. Another undrafted rookie, Ricky Council, finished with 14 points, 5 assists, and 3 blocks in just under 30 minutes, and another solid game out of him. Maybe the best all-around performance of the game from the 76ers came from Javonte Smart out of LSU. He put up 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals on 70% from the floor tonight. Off the bench, the 76ers' main source of production came from second-year undrafted guard DJ Stewart out of Duke. He poured in 15 points and 3 assists in 22 minutes. A player who hasn't gotten any action so far through 2 games that I'm excited to see potentially get some in the next game is Bryce Griggs from Overtime Elite. We'll see if they let him get some run in the next one. I really hope to see him play. I want to see if he's got anything that could translate to the NBA level. Moving on over to the Utah Jazz, Ochai Agbaji had an up-and-down game as he did score 18 points and had 3 blocks, but that came on 17 shots, 6 turnovers, and 10 fouls, which is the Summer League foul limit. A little over-aggressive for him, as I think he needs to relax a bit and let his shots come to him. On the bright side, Keontae George impressed yet again with 14 points and 4 assists on a 5 for 10 shooting night, including a few threes. I think he solidified himself as a bench contributor for the Jazz right away so far this Summer League. Luka Samanic had a great game last night as he finished with 19 and 9 on just 11 attempts total. He was a positive on the plus-minus despite the loss as well. Vernon Carey was very solid again, putting up 12 and 6 in just 17 minutes of play. He was a bit sloppy with the ball, but he had a solid game in general. Colby Ross was the best bench performer for the Jazz, putting together a 13-point, 8-assist performance on just 7 shot attempts. I'm not sure how much longer the Jazz will be without Hendricks and Sensabaugh, but to my knowledge, they have not been fully ruled out for the Summer League, so hopefully we'll see them soon in Vegas.
Put them in some roles they're not necessarily in when they play with our, main team.
Passes out. A 3 is on the way, and
In the possession a little bit longer.
Philadelphia on a 14-4 run. Half thus far. Shamanin, short shot clock, inside. Hard to work here in Salt Lake City. Stewart on a roll, inside, high floater out front, Smart. Drives in on Carey, used the bank.
Philly's throwing a couple of different defenses out there too. They blitz the balls.
Shamanin, bully ball, nice power move inside.
You can consider this a dagger if they make this shot.
There's a baseline jumper. Right to left hand, drives inside, scoops it around Philadelphia. Springer, inside left hand, 10 to shoot. Jazz finally get it.
In the final game of the day, the Sacramento Kings took down the Miami Heat in a great back-and-forth game with a final score of 95-83. The Kings let Keegan Murray play another game as it was in their home city of Sacramento, and he did not disappoint, putting together one of the best individual Summer League games we've ever seen. He finished the game with 41 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 blocks, shot over 50% from the floor, and he hit 13 free throws in the contest. It was clear the Kings were using this Summer League game to continue his development as they're a playoff team looking to improve the young talent that's already in their rotation, and they ran plays for him all night to come off screens for open looks. And despite the 6 turnovers, he also showed some shot creation ability we hadn't seen much of last year. The Kings got another solid game out of Alabama guard Keon Ellis as he finished with 12 points, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Early second-round pick Colby Jones also played really well, putting up 11 points on just 6 shot attempts, and he complemented that offensive game with 3 steals on the other side of the ball. Alex O'Connell hit 4 threes off the bench, which was huge in the Kings' winning effort. Starting center Neemias Queta continued a solid Summer League showing with a 9.9 rebound game and 24 minutes of action. On the losing side of things, the Miami Heat did not get the same performance out of Jaime Jaquez, but he had very limited minutes, possibly due to a minor injury he suffered. He was 1 for 6 tonight with 3 turnovers in just 16 minutes. On the brighter side for the Heat, Nikola Jovic had another good game with 22 points on 6 of 13 shooting, and Jamal Cain was scorching hot off the bench, going 7 for 10 with 17 points and 6 boards. Jamari Bouye had 9 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals off the bench from Miami, and he looked pretty solid on both ends of the floor in his 17 minutes that he played. Chase Audich came back down to earth in this one, going 0 for 4 from the floor. He didn't get much run as his shot just was not falling tonight. The Heat's next game will come in Vegas, and I'm hoping Jaquez is good to go for that one, and whatever injury happened tonight is not enough to hold him out for any future games this coming week.
De'Aaron's been in town. These guys are going to continue to develop that chemistry on and off the court.
Side step thrown by 6. Back door. See if Keegan. Oh, shot clock winding out. He throws it away. Hey, Bouye, watch out. Oh, we got a hit on the leg.
Miami's been able to get back in this game. And then, like you said, that's the Miami Heat style.
Drive by Bouye. Kane. Oh, and Colby Jones right back at him. Colby. Here comes Murray.
Hey, they're sending some good screens out there. 2 or 3 of their guys got big deals that weren't even drafted this year. You can't expect the guy shooting a 3-ball to get back in transition.
Oh, Kata. In attendance, watching his Summer League squad. Keegan got to get the head up. You got numbers.
mark for this team, along with De'Aaron. Oh,
Nice. How about Kobe Jones?
Great rebound.
Count it, yes. Kessler Edwards, Jordan Ford back on the floor. Murray takes the back. Making the playoffs for the first time since 2006. Murray pick. Smith transition. Kane. Got to give them some love as Keegan Murray goes right hand.
Overall, it was a pretty solid day of Summer League action across those 5 games. Tomorrow's the last day of the Salt Lake City Summer League before we get in play in Las Vegas on Friday. There's only 2 games on Thursday night, so the next video is going to be fairly short, but I'll still try to get out to you guys that want it, as I'll still be watching both games. Friday is an absolutely loaded 8-game slate that includes Victor Wembanyama's debut, so I'm sure everyone's looking forward to that. Other than that, guys, it's going to be it for this Summer League Day 2 recap video, guys. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.